Today I have a 17-pound A5 Wagyu Ribeye roast. This is massive and super heavy. Let's get started. So here we have our beautiful piece of beef. This is an A5 Wagyu Ribeye section from Kagoshima, and it has some incredible marbling. I mean, just look at that. That looks incredible. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Kai Wagyu for sending over this amazing piece of beef. I mean, I have never seen this much A5 in my life, so I'm super excited to cook with this. This is gonna be absolutely amazing. This is closer to the chuck end, and you'll see like this little muscle right here next to the ribeye cap. Flipping it over, you'll see here that the ribeye cap is a little shorter because this is closer to the New York strip side. Overall, this is absolutely amazing, and it is humongous. We'll go ahead and cut into this in just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and set this off aside and show you guys the certificate of authenticity and some other cool things that Kai Wagyu sent over. So this right here is a certificate of authenticity. As you can see, each cow has its own identification number. As you can see here, there's some other details about the cow and its grading. So this is really cool when you buy A5 Wagyu, and you'll always get this when you purchase the authentic thing. I'm gonna go ahead and set this off aside and show you some other cool stuff. So Kai Wagyu also sent over this amazing Japanese kitchen knife, which we're gonna use to cut the Wagyu. That is a beauty right there. They also sent over this amazing apron, so let's go ahead and put it on. Alright, so we got our apron on. Just look at how sharp this knife is. Alright, so again, a huge thank you to Kai Wagyu for this amazing piece of beef. Now let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start by cutting it out the packaging. Kind of nervous opening up this packaging. I mean, at a restaurant, this would easily go for anywhere between $8,000 to $10,000. Oh my god. Look at that incredible marbling. I mean, that is insane. Alright, so it's out the packaging. This looks incredible. We'll go ahead and cut some steaks out and we'll try some. So we're gonna go ahead and cut into this amazing ribeye roast. I'm like super excited, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna start on the chuck section here, and we'll cut a decently thick steak. So I'm just gonna grab an outline here. Then we'll just cut down, keeping our knife as straight as possible. Really sharp knife is really key for this. That looks incredible. I mean, just look at that marbling. Set that off aside, and we'll get ready to trim some more steaks off. Alright, so this looks incredible. We went ahead and cut up about half the ribeye roast. This looks absolutely amazing. Let's get started on the cooking. I mean, this looks incredible. This is finest beef you can buy. I mean, I'm lost for words. I mean, I've never handled this amount of beef before, so this is absolutely amazing. So here we have our nicely trimmed A5 Wagyu steak. This is about a 16 to 18 ounce steak. You would almost never get this at a restaurant. One, because it is a lot of Wagyu, and trust me, you will not be able to eat all this. So this amazing steak right here is closer to the chuck end, so it has that larger cap muscle, and it also has this little extra muscle right here that you'll find in steaks that are closer to the chuck end. So this steak right here is going to be absolutely delicious. It's gonna almost melt in your mouth. And as you can see, this fat renders at room temperature. So as I was trimming the steaks, as you can see, my gloves are shiny. They're like covered in rendered fat, which is absolutely wild. So yeah, A5 Wagyu fat tends to render at room temp. So without further ado, let's get cooking. We'll season all sides with salt and nothing else. You really want the flavors of this beef to speak for itself because it's such a high quality piece of beef and sort of get to experience that flavor. So we'll go very lightly with some salt. We'll season both sides. Roll the seasoning in the edges. Okay, so now that our steak is nice and seasoned up, we're gonna go ahead and put it in a pan and we're gonna go ahead and cook this out. I'm gonna use some of this beef fat trimming, which I'm gonna render out in a cold pan, and this is gonna be our oil. We're not gonna add any other oil to the pan, just beef tallow from the A5 Wagyu. And so now we'll get this to the pan. So we'll start by rendering our fat out. So I'm gonna go in with my steak, and I'll lay that down. Pressing gently, so it has nice contact with the pan. So after about a minute to a minute and a half, we'll go ahead and flip our steak. Revealing that incredible sear. Quite a bit of fat right here that's starting to render. And as you can see, it's almost deep frying its own fat, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and render the fat. We trimmed most of the fat away just because it already has a lot of intermuscular fat. We really don't need all that excess fat. We'll just sear the edges as well. Alright, so now it's almost at 130 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna give it a good rest and we'll place it on this wire rack right here. The wire rack is gonna help all that airflow and so it helps maintain the crust on both sides. We'll rest it for about half the time we cooked it and then we'll slice into it. So as you can see here from that one steak, all this fat rendered, this is a pretty big pan. This is about a 12-inch pan. Just look at all that fat. I mean, unbelievable. Save this for like potatoes or something. Like this is liquid gold. Now let's go ahead and cut into our steak. Oh my god, that looks amazing. That crust is incredible. Alright, this looks incredible, and after a good rest, I'll go ahead and slice off the tail end of the ribeye. Remove the ribeye from the ribeye cap. And like literally it's minimal cuts because this is just like so tender it's breaking apart. Slice into it to reveal that amazing steak. So after all that, we have our steak cooked and we're ready to try it. I'm super excited. We cut this from a 17-pound ribeye roast, and there's just something about cutting your own Wagyu that's probably gonna make it taste better. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try it. Put in a little bit of flaky salt and enjoy. Whoa, that is incredible. Melts in your mouth, has that really beefy sort of Wagyu flavor. It's absolutely amazing. And so that was my step-by-step process on how I like to cook Wagyu and sort of experience it. So if this is your first time cooking Wagyu, this is the simplest way of cooking it, and you can experience that Wagyu flavor. This was absolutely delicious. Again, a huge thank you to everyone for watching. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those post bell notifications. Again, a huge thank you to Kai Wagyu for sending over this amazing piece of beef, and I'll see you all in the next video.